All of Costa Rica is beautiful. But if I'm going to move to Costa Rica, I want to find the best place to live. So welcome to this 5-part series where we're going to talk about our top 5 favorite places to live. And today, I can't wait to show you my favorite, the southern central area of Costa Rica.
Welcome to another gorgeous day in Costa Rica and to part 1 of our 5-part series.
Yes, we are talking about the 5 best or our favorite locations to live in Costa Rica. And today we're going to be talking about the southern central area of Costa Rica, which is commonly referred to as Parras Zeledón. It's a large area and has quickly become our favorite area. But within that big area, we're going to be talking about 3 cities or communities. We'll first talk about San Isidro, we're going to talk about Tinamaste, and then the Rivers area. And at the end of this video, we're going to tell you of those 3, which is our favorite community to live in and why. But we want to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly so that you can make a good informed decision as to if you chose this area, which would you choose and why. So why is this southern central area our favorite area?
I like it because of the close proximity to good shopping, a lot of selection in restaurants, the beauty of the area. There are a lot of things to do, waterfalls to see, national parks. This area has it all.
Right, it's really nice, whenever Rebecca first said, hey, let's go there to the city, I thought, because I don't like city. We're used to living kind of in remote areas, but we quickly discovered that we could go there and not live in the city, but live in these huge areas all around, yet still be close to schools and shopping, dining, and hospitals and clinics, and they even have private doctors in clinics, yet it's not touristy. So there's really no touristy things here with the exception of one touristy thing, which is Cherpo Mountain, which is the highest part of Costa Rica, but it's still yet probably a good 45 minutes away. Inside this Parras Zeledón area, while there's lots of natural things to do, bird watching and waterfalls, it's not touristy. So you can have access to getting everything, yet enjoying Costa Rica's beauty.
Yes. And it's also, in this area, is very close to the beach. You depending on where you live, you're never more than an hour or 2 away from the beach.
That's
away
right.
From good beaches.
From good beaches, popular beaches. So that's a huge plus. While this whole area, the weather is super nice. The reason that we're so close to all this brings us to the very first city or community we're talking about, which is
San Isidro.
So San Isidro is really, really nice. Now keep in mind, San Isidro is kind of in a bowl, and so it's a little bit warmer there, isn't it?
Right. It's a little valley. It's in the
valley.
Bottom of the valley.
However, if you like living in the city, we wouldn't, but a lot of people do.
Yeah,
because
if you like nightlife and you like the hustle and bustle of the city, I would definitely recommend San Isidro. In fact, San Isidro is the 2nd largest city in Costa Rica, San Jose being the first. And to me, San Isidro is a mini San Jose. Because,
that's right.
For example, San Jose has maybe 8 super Walmarts. Well, San Isidro just got its first super Walmart.
Yeah, just a few months ago.
And you really just need one. And so it's got everything that you need without being too large. We've been here in this area for going on 2 years now, but I quickly learned the streets, where all the shopping was, where all the hospital was, where the dining.
Yeah, anything that you needed.
It's big, but it's small enough to.
That's
to
right.
learn
When we
quickly.
first got here, it seemed kind of overwhelming, but heck, within just a couple of weeks, we knew practically where everything was. And so now, if you need something, it's quick and easy. And before it might took a little bit longer, but then whenever the Super Walmart came in, it made it quick, it made it easy. So San Isidro is really just a nice place. And while some people like to live in the city, there's lots of places just real close to San Isidro that it's not in the city, yet only 5 or 10 minutes away. And there's also a huge park right in San Isidro.
Yeah, it's a beautiful park.
Beautiful park, okay? So San Isidro is just a beautiful area to live in.
Yes.
So
if I wanted to live in a city, if I had to live in a city, I would pick
Absolutely.
San Ysidro out of all the cities in Costa Rica.
right. So that really covers pretty much everything in San Ysidro, doesn't it?
I think so. I mean, it's got a lot going for it.
It does have a lot going for it. So let's go on to our next community, which is?
The Tinamaste community.
Yeah, the Tinamaste area is a highly sought out area for gringos because it's 30 minutes away from San Ysidro and 30 minutes away from the beaches. It's very high in elevation, which makes it very cool in the climate, yet it's so high that 6 months out of the year during the rainy season, you don't really have much of a view because of the clouds and stuff. But you can get 5 or 10 minutes away and wow.
Right. I think if you look for property maybe 5 or 10 minutes on either side of Tinamaste on that road, it's just perfect.
All right, it's perfect.
However, in that area, there are not a lot of rentals.
Right, there's not a lot of rentals, but if you decide to buy in that area, you do want to keep in mind that because there's a lot of gringos and because it's favored, well, the prices are going to be higher there than the rest of the southern central area that we've been talking about.
Pretty much it's close to the beach, but up in the mountains. So you got the cool temperatures of the mountains, and you're like 20-30
Right.
minutes away from the beautiful beach of
Dominicao.
Dominicao.
Right. I mean, of all of Costa Rica, it is probably the most perfect location if you like the beach and you like the mountains, because you're so close, 30 minutes away from either one. So it's almost the most perfect place in all of Costa Rica, isn't it?
which is why there are a lot of gringos
Which
there.
is why a lot of gringos are there and why the price of real estate is higher than everywhere else.
And something else about San Ysidro, if you do live out toward Tinamaste, the buses run continually. So you could actually live that far out from the city and still be able to take the bus.
Still take public transportation.
The bus passes frequently
That's
in
right.
that area.
So keep in mind that if you choose to live in the Tinamaste area, while you will probably have to go to San Ysidro to get all of your major shopping and stuff, there are always going to be small grocery stores, pulperias, small sodas that you can go and enjoy in the Tinamaste area and, surrounding communities there, farmers markets, like you said. Keep in mind that that's a beautiful and perfect little place, but the majority of the stuff that you need, well, hey, 30 minutes away, right there in San Ysidro.
Most tiny communities don't have things like a pharmacy,
Right.
or meat stores or anything like that. But they'll have farmers markets and little
Grocery stores, little sodas that you can enjoy. But if you want to go to a real restaurant, well, 30 minutes away.
Yeah.
So that brings us to our third area that we're going to talk about today, which is
Rivas.
now Rivas. Wow. Rivas is a beautiful place, and from what we are learning is the most popular, or we've heard from even the Ticos, has lots of gringos in it. And why is that?
Well, the temperature, the beauty. It's my favorite because of the rivers.
The rivers. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm guessing that the reason they call Rivas is because of the rivers, the rivers that are in the area. There's lots and lots and lots of water. And because of the rivers, this area naturally stays cool even at lower altitudes. But the views, especially from where we're at, if you could stand up and look where we're at, you can see the river that runs through Rivas right here.
And the whole drive, like going up toward Chirripó, leaving Rivas, is just gorgeous. The road follows the river pretty much the whole way down. So it's really, really beautiful.
It's really gorgeous, which reminds me, take a look at the video in the link up here that gives you a drive tour, a tour of all of Rivas. So you'll have an idea, what does Rivas look like? It's really only about 2 roads, but we'll take you through Rivas and show you what that looks like, because it really is a small community where you really can get quite a bit of stuff without even going to San Ysidro.
They actually have a hardware store and a barber shop. And
that's right, which we talk about in that video, so be sure to check it out. So going back to Rivas, it's quite a nice area, lots and lots of gringos, but there's communities just outside of Rivas. The community we live in, which is called
Chimiro,
right? And there's the community just before that, which is Guadalupe de Rivers, you know, that has a little bitty school and what we call a soccer field, which is not a soccer field. It's a football field where they play football. Not football like we say in America, but soccer. Always confusing. So anyway.
And Rivers is just about 30 minutes from San Isidro.
Really, probably, 30 minutes if you're driving slow, but really it's about 20 minutes from San Isidro.
That's true. It's about 30 minutes from our location.
Yeah,
but
Rivers is really just 20 minutes away. So it's really just a nice location. And even Rivers has its own little clinic. So if you had something minor, you could go to the clinic right there. Rivers is just a beautiful place with lots and lots of gringos. However, the prices of the property doesn't seem to have skyrocketed like it has in Tinamaste. Yet you can really find lots and lots of rentals in this area, and you can find them at very great prices because we live in a place right here that's only $200 a month, which includes electricity and water. So keep in mind, those places sometimes are kind of rare to find. We looked up on a great place, and it has quickly become our favorite place. So back to Rivers. Rivers really is just a great little community to be in.
10 minutes north of us is Mount Chirripó.
That's
the
right.
National Park.
Some great waterfalls.
Yeah, we can just go hiking. You know, these roads, if we want to walk the dog and just walking on the side of the road, great views because we're following the river the whole way, and it's cool and a lot of lush greenery. You know, I prefer to have to drive an hour and a half to the beach when I want to go to the beach versus living close to the beach.
Right.
Instead of this, I prefer having the river views.
We're mountain people, and we like the cool area, you know. But hey, when I think one of Rebecca's favorite dining experiences is going to the beach to where we can sit at a restaurant at the beach and enjoy the views. Yeah. So we can go eat there. Yet an hour and a half, we're right here back in the altitude where it's nice, cool, and comfortable. Keep in mind that Rivers is just a beautiful place. Like Rebecca said, hey, we can travel about 30 minutes, which is Mount Chirripó, which reminds me that, you know, this whole southern central area that we're talking about has really no touristy things to do other than Mount Chirripó. So you don't see a lot of tourists in the whole southern central area, which we really like, because if you don't have a lot of tourists,
you get a more authentic Costa Rican feel.
That's right.
The Pura Vida
it's
living.
The whole reason we came to Costa Rica was to enjoy the Costa Rican culture, and you can enjoy all of that because it's not a touristy area. The only tourist area is Chirripó Mountain, and the people that are hiking there normally will stay in San Gerardo, you know, in hostels and hotels there. And so the restaurants that are in that area, yeah, the prices there are higher because of the tourists. Yet you get 10 minutes away, it's away from the tourist area, you're down to this area, and the prices at its norm to where you can eat at the sodas and the restaurants, and it's the normal prices, and you're surprised at how you can enjoy a great meal, great views at great prices.
And there's a farmer's market every Wednesday.
Yeah, in this area.
Here in this community.
Which they call it an organic farmer's market. So if you're into organic and healthy eating like us, you can go there every Wednesday and get some great prices on organic stuff.
Right, without having to go into San Isidro where they have a huge farmer's market. I think one of the biggest in Costa Rica.
I think so. You know, I'm not quite 100% sure on that, but inside San Isidro is one of the largest farmers market in all of Costa Rica. And that happens every Thursday, whereas the farmers market here in Rivers area happens every Wednesday, and it's just down the road.
Yeah, so living in this area, you have access to two really nice organic farmers market.
Well,
just the one here is not.
The one here is organic. The one that's there is not. It just has everything, you know.
Everything.
And I'm sure there's some organic stuff there.
If they have something organic, they they advertise that that's totally organic.
So that covers the 3 areas inside the southern central area. Is there something else we need to cover?
I think we didn't mention bird watching.
Oh, that's right. So, while this area doesn't have anything touristy other than Mount Cherapeau, there's
And the
so
waterfalls.
right.
The waterfalls in Mount Cherapeau.
Well, it's not a touristy area. However, in other words, it's not advertised. But this area has lots of natural beauty to enjoy. Like you said, lots of bird watching, lots of waterfalls, lots of just natural scenery with trails that you can go and enjoy. So it's a lot of things that you can go and do without tons of tourists. You're not going to find zip lining here, in other words.
Right. And even though they say that there's a lot of gringos in this area, I find it's really authentic.
Yeah, it's authentic, and it's not like everywhere we go we see any gringos. We don't. But there are lots of gringos because there's so much remote areas that they go live in, because most gringos don't want to live close to town. And so they're living in these little areas that are outside of the cities. And so I really never see them unless we go to the farmer's market, because everyone wants to go to the farmer's market, and that's where they're all at shopping,
So I've really fallen in love with this area. It's close to everything, yet has all the natural beauty, the temperature, the availability. I mean, some of our favorite restaurants are here. Just really, really like this area. It's our favorite area.
It's our favorite area. So, of all three areas that we've talked about today, San Isidro area, the Tinamaste area, and the Rivers area, this area, Rivers, has become our most favorite in all of southern central area, which,
And Père Zeledon is our favorite area of the five.
Of the five, yeah, the whole Père Zeledon southern central area is our favorite of the five. So next week we're going to be going into part 2, where we talk about our next area. So you want to be sure to tune in Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so you can find out what is that second area. And also, let me take a look at my notes real quick here. While you're waiting for next Thursday, make sure to check out some of our other videos and, find out more about what's happening here in Costa Rica. And make sure to post your comments and your questions. What are some of the things that we can help you with and answer your questions? So let us know. Of the three areas, if you were going to choose the southern central area of Costa Rica, hey, where would you decide to live? Would you live in Tinamaste, Rivers, or hey, maybe you'd live in San Isidro? We look forward to hearing from you and finding out what you have to say. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you'll get notified by YouTube when we upload the very next video. And I guess we'll see you next week
For part 2.
for part 2 of the best places to live in Costa Rica.